everyone, it's Julie here at Big Lakes Dodge. Today I get the pleasure of showing you this absolutely stunning 2025 Ram 1500 Tungsten, which is top of the line. It's a crew cab with 4x4. It's got the 3-liter i6 Hurricane. This one has the high output in it, so it takes premium fuel, only premium, only the best for this one. That has twin turbos, 8-speed automatic transmission. On the front here, you can see we have our LED headlights. They do actually have this cool headlight display, which I can't show you right now. I forgot the key inside the vehicle, so. But it also has a specific grille. Sorry about that, there's a big truck going by. It also has a specific grille for the tungsten models. I don't know if you can tell, that is different from the typical honeycomb. It also has 4-corner air suspension. So it does have the smoothest ride possible that you can get on a half-ton, actually on any truck really. We have front sensors up here as well as a front camera. So it does have the 360 view camera. This one helps aid in that 360 view. And the front sensors just let you know when you're getting too close to something. The badging right there shows that it does have the high output. So that's a straight 6 turbo, high output. Our wheels are, 22-inch painted polished aluminum with inserts. Look at those stunning wheels. Oh, they are absolutely gorgeous. Then we got the Ram tungsten badging on the side here. There's just so much to talk about. All right, we also have proximity keyless entry. So as long as the key is within 5 feet of the vehicle, as soon as I put my hand here, it's going to unlock all the doors. And then it has the power running boards, which come out as soon as you open up that door. They do tuck away when you close the door. You can also set them to either stay down or stay up, depending on what you need. But then we have our interior in here, which is absolutely gorgeous. So the exterior is a ivory tri-coat pearl. That's what they call that white color. Ivory tri-coat pearl. The interior is indigo. So it's not quite black, it's not quite blue, it's indigo with sea salt seats. So this color, they call it sea salt, in case you're wondering. We also have these nice little brown, I feel like they're more goldish than brown, but we have these brown accents along all the edges there, and then your stitching as well. And we have the chrome and the carbon fiber panels. All of that is to make it look extra stunning. These seats are premium leather. Give me 1 second. Premium, and there's a lot going on here today. Heard an ambulance go by. So these are premium leather quilted bucket seats. So you can tell that they do look kind of quilted there, but they are premium leather. And then we have the tungsten badging on the seat itself. These headrests do adjust as well. So we have all of our controls here for adjusting your power seats. These are 24-way powered premium leather seats. So they not only are they powered and you can adjust them in 24 different ways, but they also have a massaging seat function. So if I were to press that, it shows up on our Uconnect screen there, and then it is doing a massaging function, which is kind of hard to show on camera, but trust me, that is moving around in there. Then we go ahead and press that and it'll turn it back off. These ones do your adjusting on the seat itself. I don't know if you can see it moving there. And this little guy here adjusts your headrest so it can move forward and back. Powered headrest, there you go. So that your adjustments for your seat are on the door itself. I guess just to make it easier so you're not sticking your hand in the side there. Along with that, we have our power locks, power windows. This door is stunning too, by the way. Look at the combination of all of those trims. Looks really great. We have the Klipsch sound system, which is the best sound system that you can get in a truck. I think there are so many speakers. Yeah, there are 23 speakers, and this is a premium audio system. And we have this little door pocket here. You can throw some little things there. We got our bigger door pocket down here with this foam insert that is able to be moved. So you can take that out, but we have the spot for the drinks so they're not going to wobble around, and then we have some spot for the snacks on either side. We have a dual pane panoramic sunroof, which is powered. You can see the entire sky in this truck. We also have a interactive passenger display. I believe this is 12 inches. Let me just double check that. Oh my goodness, my eyes cannot focus. There's too many things. I assume that this is a 12-inch display. So right now it is off. You can tell by how reflective it is. It has a nice little power button there, so that way you can view it. And then you can see we have different options. So you can adjust your audio. If you're playing the music, you can go ahead and switch it there. If you have any video sources, you can also watch a video here, which is really cool. One thing to note about that is that it kind of seems like it might be a distraction for the driver, but it actually has a privacy screen. So the driver cannot look over and see what you're looking at. So they can't watch the movie with you, only the passenger can. So that's just a built-in safety feature. It has a privacy screen. Then we also have a HDMI port, which is just on our dash here with our USB and USB-C ports, all of the charging ports. So you can plug in an HDMI cable if you do want to hook up like your gaming system, you know, if you have a Switch that you bring with you, or if you want to hook up like some small DVD player or something like that. You can also do that as well. You can also, there are different functions here. Give me 1 second. So you can also connect headphones, so that way you're not blasting the audio over the speakers. You can have the headphones set. You can adjust the screen here. What else do we have? There is also a function which I can't quite find. I was pretty sure. There we go. So you can also view your vehicle cameras here, just to make sure, you know, you can check for your driver that there's nothing around you if need be. And then you can connect your devices there. This is where you would pair your phone or connect to your headphones. And we also have our navigation page available here. So one of the things that's really great about this is that in your typical Uconnect screen, you can't set destinations while you're driving. It prevents that, so that way you're not distracted driving. But your passenger, if you forget to set your destination before you leave, or your destination changes, your passenger can enter that here. And then they actually send it over to the driver, and it'll go to the driver information display on your cluster, and then you can see your next turn and everything easily, which is super, super cool. So just need to tell you all about that. We also have our tungsten badging there in our glove compartment here, which is suede lined. Also, I want to mention that the headliner is also suede lined, so it's extra fancy. But we have our tailgate removal kit. This helps protect your wiring in case you ever take your tailgate off. If you ever need to do that, you're going to want to protect your wiring, so that way when you hook it back up, you can still use the power locks. And this tailgate is actually powered as well, so it raises and lowers. And in order to use that, it does need the electrical things functioning. So that'll help protect your wiring, so that way you can hook it back up and use all those fun things. In our little pouch here, we do have our, I always wonder why I don't take this out beforehand. Okay, so we have, don't mind my eczema by the way, we have our quick start guide, we have our owner's handbook, we have our Sirius XM information and our consumer information. So all that's just in your glove compartment for you, so that way you can reference that at any point. We're gonna tuck that away, and then we have tons of extra room for gloves as well. So there's a, not that quick look, but there's a quick look at the front interior. We're gonna go on into the back, and we'll talk a bit more back here. As you can see, our power boards stay open, so that way we can hop in as well. We have our door pockets, we have our little door pocket there, we have our power windows. It does have a child lock on here, right there, so that's what that is. On all of the Ram 1500 doors, actually any Ram, it will have that there, so that way you can put a child lock on if need be. We got some more speakers. There's 23 of them, so they're all around the cab. What else? Oh yeah, okay, so we do have, I didn't mention them in the front, but these are some extra premium all-weather mat, or no, they're not all-weather, but they are interior mats. So they have this fancy little tungsten badging there. They are more of like a rug type, a cloth, but you know, you can take them out, clean them easily. And then but below that, we do have our Ram in-floor storage bins. This is a removable, let me see, this is a removable bucket. I find that this one is bigger than the typical ones, but this is removable. You can take that out in case you ever spill anything in there, you need to clean it, or you want to use it to transport things, you can also do that. And we have our little back seat pocket. Our bench seat back here is a 60-40 split. So this is our 60 of our 60-40. You can see I have that side reclined, so that way you can see the difference there. That is what it looks like reclined. It's a lot more comfortable. I know it doesn't look like much, but honestly when you're sitting in the seat, that little bit of adjustment makes a big difference. And then this seat here can also recline. How you do that is it has this little lever here, you pull that and then you just slide forward or backward. The headrests also can fold down so that we have extra visibility out the back window, but they also fold upwards. So when you fold them upwards and you have this little storage space underneath, you can lay this little guy here flat. But this is a nice spot to put like your windshield washer fluid, or if you carry oil with you, or just things that you want to have in the cab but not rolling around. What else can I mention? Oh, these are heated and heated and vented in the front and the rear. So we have the controls for the rear seats right here. So we have our heated seat function and our vented seats, and then we also have our charging ports for our phone. So those are USB and USB-C ports. Then we have a 115 volt or 400 watt outlet, so you can also plug things in there, like a laptop, or if you bring that console with you, that like a Switch or something, you can also plug it in there. And one neat thing is that this seat comes down into a full center console, so you can have your 2 cup holders in the middle there. This also comes up for some extra storage. I would think, no, that's not removable. Okay, so yeah, we have some extra storage in there. This has the same quilted kind of feel to it, and then that just folds back up when you need that extra seat. Rear power sliding window, I don't know if I mentioned that, but it also has that. All right, that's a quick look back here. Again, not so quick, but you know what? I gotta show you everything. This truck has every feature that you could ever want. It also has the Ramboxes, so these are just attached to your truck bed. You open it up and then you have lots of extra storage in here. This is really good if you typically, you know, load up tools a lot, then they're more available to you than if they're in the truck bed. This one does have a tonneau cover, so you'd have to open it up, open up the truck bed, climb in there. This just has them easily available to you, and it does hold quite a bit of things in it. We do have a video that we will be releasing soon that shows all of the things that you can put in a Rambox. One more cool thing that people have told me that they like to do with their Ramboxes is they'll just throw some ice in here, throw their drinks, and boom, it's an instant cooler. And then you can also drain, once the ice is melted, you can drain the liquid with these little plugs. So these plugs come out, and then you can drain the liquid down at the bottom, and then there you go, then they're back to new. All right, and they have interior lights in here as well as a little release, just in case I don't want to say just in case what, but just in case. We also have mud flaps on here, just want to point that out, on the rear and the front, so it's already loaded up with its mud flaps. We do have dual exhausts coming out of the bumpers. They are chrome tipped. The tungstens do tend to have the chrome because they do make them feel extra fancy, but we have our Ram badging, our tungsten, and our 4x4 badging all in chrome. Back here we have our 7 and our 4-pin wiring harness, and then we have our hookups for a trailer camera, so you can hook up a trailer camera there. I think that is a 12. 12-way trailer connector. So those are right there for you. We also have the lamps for the license plate. We have a class 4 hitch receiver. We have our rear parking sensors back here, so those will beep when you're getting too close to something. They do beep up to 10 feet behind you, and then once you get within a foot of whatever it is that you're nearby, it will do it'll tone lock, so it'll do a solid beep for you. That way you know that you're getting too close. There's our backup camera there. This is a powered tailgate, so as soon as I press this, it lowers itself down. Ooh, hold your applause. All right, then we have our spray and bed liner. We also have our bed lights. So we have lighting that is aimed inward, so that way when you are reaching for things, you can see what's inside the truck bed. We also have our, what do they call this? Give me 1 second. They have a name for it. It's a divider anyways. This is with the bed utility group. So it has a truck bed cargo divider. That's all they call it, truck bed cargo divider, but it does have the Ram badging on there. It is like a solid plastic, so that way it'll hold your cargo well. It adjusts so you can move it into these little slats along the truck bed, and then it'll be adjustable in that sense. And then we also have our little cargo tie down hooks and all 4 corners, as well as the ones underneath there. You can see they're just underneath our tonneau cover there. That one is also with the bed utility group, so that's the 4 adjustable Mopar cargo tie down hooks. Also with that bed utility group, we do have, sorry, one second, I'm going to show you the power tailgate function before I move on. Look at that, just press the button and it goes right up itself. Love that. That is super handy. So we have our tonneau cover, and then we also have this Mopar deployable bed step. Let me just kick that down for you, and you can see there that it will help you get into your truck bed. So you step here, and then you would step up onto this one, and then, you know, climb up into your truck bed as need be. You do want to grease that up every now and then, at least once or twice a year, just to help it from getting stuck, because it does get in its location, it gets gunked up with mud and whatnot. So just keep that in mind that you are going to want to do that, but that is super handy. I love that because I hate trying to lift my leg all the way up, especially if I'm wearing tighter clothing. You know, you want something that makes it nice and easy on you, and this truck is all about convenience and luxury. Then we have another Rambox on this side. You can see there, same thing as the other side. We do have a dual flap fuel door filter. There you go. So it doesn't have the gas cap, it just has the fuel door filter, but it does have dual flaps to help prevent any dirt or debris from getting in there. Then on this side, same thing as the other side, we got our door pockets, we got our Klipsch speakers all around. This seat is reclined. I did that so that way I could show you, but you can tell the difference on this side a lot more so than the other side. So yeah, you can see that you do sacrifice a little bit of leg room, but then you have the comfort of laying back a little more. Then we have our in-floor storage bin on this side as well, right there for you. And yeah, we'll move on into the driver's side because there's still tons to talk about. All right, so on this side we have our driver's seat. Same thing as the other side. This is heated, vented, massaging, 24-way power adjustable, and it does have the tungsten badging on there as well as the driver memory setting. So that will remember your settings once you set your seat exactly how you like it to be in all 24 ways. Then you would go ahead and set your seat settings. So they changed it. It no longer has the S as previous models did. This one you just hold down the 1 or the 2 and it'll remember your setting along with your power pedals. So this does have power adjustable pedals. It'll remember those settings. These pedals are a little different than our typical pedals. You can see they're not the black pedals because they do have what do they call it? It's like Mopar Bright pedal kit, something like that. But they just, you know, they put some nice bright pedals on there, and you can adjust those and it will remember those settings with the driver memory setting, along with your mirrors and your favorite radio stations. And I think that might be it. All right, then we have, you know, our controls here for our windows, our locks. This one locks your back windows. This one is for adjusting your mirrors. They are heated and they do have the blind spot monitoring on them, as you can tell by that little triangle there. And they do power fold in, so when you press that, they do fold in on either side. That's really nice for if you're trying to get into a tight parking spot, or, you know, you're in a drive-through that you got a little too close to. Our Klipsch sound system. While I'm here, let me just mention that we do have an electric park brake, our automatic headlamps, and then these ones control our interior lights in here. Then we have below that 115 volt cargo button. So it does have a outlet in the truck bed, which you would press that to turn the power on to. But now I'm gonna hop up in here and we're gonna talk even more about what we got going on in here. All right, so here is our wheel. I think it's leather wrapped. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's leather wrapped. Then we have our cruise control. So this is your regular cruise control. And we have our adaptive cruise control, which just keeps you the same distance from the vehicle ahead of you. So if the vehicle ahead of you slows down, your vehicle will also automatically slow down. If they come to a complete stop, you're gonna come to a complete stop. It will deactivate if you are stopped for more than a few seconds though. Let me see. Active driving assist. Okay, so this is This is not your typical cruise control, actually. So this one is your active driving assist. So what it will do is it will actually take over for you. So you can see you can see in the video there that that little sensor is beeping at me. It's making sure that my eyes are looking at the road. So this little guy here is Big Brother watching you. It's going to look at your eyes and make sure that you are focused on the road, because you can take your hands off of the vehicle. You can take your hands off of the wheel and it'll coast along. It'll keep you within your lane markings. It'll keep you at the right speed. It'll slow down if the vehicle ahead of you slows down, but there is no replacement for a attentive driver. So that's why they have that built in there, is to make sure that you are paying attention just in case, because you know you want to be sure that you're safe, so you make sure to monitor that. But it just takes less of the load off of you, so that way you don't have to, you know, do everything yourself. You just sit back and make sure that everything's going well. Down here we have our gear limiter. That one will limit whatever gear that you set it to. You won't gear above that. You will gear down below that, but you will never gear above what you set it to. Then we have our different drive modes. So this does have a few different drive modes. You have snow mode, tow mode, sport mode, off-road mode, and then auto mode, which typically most people can stay in most of the time. But if you do want to have more control over that, you can switch to the different modes. That just changes like your 4x4 settings. It changes your how you shift. It changes how you accelerate. So that's why there's different driving modes, is because it just changes a few things and makes it suited to whatever you set it as. Then we have our controls for our driver information display. But before I show you that, I just want to show you that we do have rocker switches down at the back of the steering wheel here. So this one does your tuning for your audio. This one does your volume control. So if I were to press that, the volume does go up or down. Sorry, my phone doesn't pick up the screen that well. For some reason it glitches out and shows red on the screen. But anyways, this one will switch the song or the radio station. Typically if you have Sirius XM or whatever playing, it will switch between your presets. So that way, it's important to make sure to set your presets to your favorite radio station so you can use this one and then just flip between them. Then we have our, you know, our wipers and our turn signal there. All right, now I'll show you our driver information display. So I did turn on the active driving assist. It does show it right there. So it will come up on your driver information display so that way you know it's active. But if I were to press that, it'll show that it turns off. We are on our speedometer here. You can switch to miles per hour. All you do is press OK. Wait 1 second. I'm switching between the analog and the digital. So this is the analog look. It looks like actual gauges. This one is the digital view, so it looks more digital. But when we click OK, we switch to miles per hour. When we click OK again, it switches back. We're gonna go down to our driving assist. This one shows all of your driver assist information. So like I said, when we have our active driving assist on, it will pop up there. For any of the things that need a few steps, so like it may tell you that you need to put your hands on the wheel. It may tell you that, you know, you need to pay attention, that your eyes need to be on the road. It will give you little reminders there for that. But it'll all pop up on your driver information display. So your adaptive cruise control as well, it will tell you when it's engaged and when it's not, and also your active lane management, which is the, if you don't have your active driving assist, active lane management just keeps you within your lane markings. You get to decide the speed. You get to, you know, use your turn signal to go outside of the lane markings if need be. But what it does is it'll read the lane markings and it'll warn you if you're getting outside of them. And if you have the steering assist enabled, it will also pull you back into your lane. A lot of people tend to turn that off because it kind of freaks them out that the truck is in control at that point. Like, you still have control, but the truck kind of tries to override you. So if it bothers you, you are able to turn that off. That's just over here, this little button here. So it's already off. When it's lit up, that means, I mean, when it's not lit up, that means it's on. When it's lit up, it's turned off. All right, this is a push start. It's got an extra fancy push start button. If ever your fob dies, so the batteries are rated for about 3 years. If ever it dies and you don't replace it in time, you do have a key insert in here to pull out. You just press this little button here and then this opens up for you. I cannot do it. I always have troubles. There we go. All right, so you have your actual key insert in there. By the way, look at this fancy key. All right, and then your fob's dead. All right, your fob's dead. All you do is hold the tip of the fob to the start button and it will still start it. Just because you're cutting out that distance of the radio frequencies, it just overrides it, and you can turn on the truck even if your fob is dead. Then we have our gear shifter here. This one is an extra fancy dial shifter. That always comes with the 8-speed automatic transmission on the Rams. It does take some getting used to, but honestly, once you use it for a little while, I like it a lot better. It's a lot more convenient to use, especially if anyone has any mobility issues with their wrists. This is a lot easier than pulling a gear shifter. And then we have our 4x4 settings right beside that. So this is a shift on the fly transfer case, so you are able to shift from your 2-wheel drive to your 4-wheel drive auto, or even your 4-wheel drive high. Your 4 low though, you're going to want to come to a complete stop before you engage that, and make sure you're going really slow, probably no more than 8 kilometers per hour. This is for that auto start stop feature, so a lot of you are probably familiar with that by now. It's been around for a while. What that does is it turns off your engine when you are stopped at a stoplight or a stop sign for an extended period of time, as long as you are in drive, your foot's on the brake. You know, there are a few requirements for it to actually be engaged, but if it is engaged, it turns off your engine, turns back on when you let go of the brake and you accelerate, and then that's supposed to cut back on emissions and save you fuel. But if you don't like that feature, you are able to turn it off, and then it does show up on your driver information display as well. But as soon as this is lit up, it's off, so just the more you know. Then we have here our gigantic screen. You can tell it's a little different than the previous models because it does come up above the dash a bit there. This is a 14-inch display, bigger than any tablet I own, so the more you know. But yeah, you can see absolutely everything here. Look at how much of my map I can see. So the 14-inch display is fully functional. Like, it's not going to use part of the screen, it uses all of the screen. Down here we have our gain, so you can see your gain set for the trailer. Then we have our trailer steering, so that's this little knob here. That one, you can actually steer your trailer when you're reversing. That's for people who, you know, maybe might be new to pulling a trailer or just want it to be a lot more convenient. You honestly just turn this dial and it steers your trailer for you. This is your front and rear parking sensors. You can tell that they are off. If you click those, they do come back on. And then this is for our air ride suspension. So there are 5, I believe it's 5, yeah, 5 different modes for the air suspension. The lowest one being, so when you do that, I'm putting it on the lowest setting, it shows on your driver information display, and you can't tell, even me sitting in here, I can't tell, but it is lower and closer to the ground. That is nice because if you have troubles getting in and out of a truck, but you still need the convenience of a truck, you can actually, they call it entry exit ride height achieved. So that'll be, if you're getting in and out, it'll be at the lowest possible mode that it can be. And then you can get in nice and easy, especially with those power running boards. It does lower and lift up as you are driving automatically. You don't have to worry about that. What that does is it helps with your aerodynamics. So if you're going a lot faster, it lowers you closer to the ground, so that way you have better aerodynamics, you're getting better fuel economy, you know, it's just better all around. And then when you're going slower, it raises it up higher, so that way you're back at a normal clearance level. But you can also put it at the maximum clearance level if you want. So if you know you're going to be driving down some rough roads and you want that extra clearance, you can actually lift it up higher. Super cool. Then we have our homepage, typical homepage. We got our widgets that are customizable. This one has it set to the navigation and the media playing, but you can adjust these to switch them out for different things. Like if you want your heated seats or your massaging seats on the homepage, you can put those there as well. Then we have our media page, which shows our AM, FM radio, Sirius XM radio, our Bluetooth. If you want to connect through USB or USB-C port, you can do that as well. We have our presets down at the bottom, which I mentioned. You are going to want to save those, so all you do is go and hold that there, and then you have your presets saved down at the bottom there. You can also browse, so this is for your quick tuning. All you do is type in the radio station. But you can also browse all of the different options for the Sirius XM, so that's pretty neat too. I quite like that because sometimes you don't know what you want to listen to, but you want something different. You can kind of flip through them there. Then we have our comfort pages, which have the heated and vented seats, our heated steering wheel. We got our AC and our fan settings, our front and rear window defrosters, our temperature adjustment here. Then when we go to seats, you can see, oh, I did not know you could do that. You can adjust the seat right here. Oh my goodness. Okay, so apparently you can adjust your seat settings right here instead of using the door. If you want, you can also use the touch screen. Then when we go to the massage page, you have a few different massage options. So you can try waterfall, you can do just your lower back, you can do extend, low extend, or rock climb, and you can adjust the strength of each of those for you and your passenger, so both of you can have relaxing massages on your nice long car ride. Make sure not to fall asleep. Your truck will let you know if your eyes do start closing. Then we go to our phone page. This is where you connect your phone. You can choose if you have 1 or 2 phones enabled. And we have our vehicle page. This one, I have it set to the cameras right now because I was playing with them a little bit, but you do have lots of different views for your camera. I'm just going to show you the surround camera first. So you can see here, we can see all around the truck. That's a 360 view. It's a live feed, so you can see if anyone were to walk by, you would see them there. It has a fake little truck, so that's not actually what the truck looks like, but that's just to place you there, so that way you know exactly where you are amongst the things around you. Then we have our rear view, which is typical. Like, it has the active guidelines, which if I am to turn the steering wheel, those will turn with it. It has the dotted line in the middle. That's to help line up your hitch if need be. Then we have our different views. So it has a bigger view. We have our front view. We have a smaller front view with the 360 camera. This is our back view. You can also hook up your trailer cameras here, and that's where you would access them. We also have the curb view, so you can see the curb on either side. Lots and lots of cameras. On our dashboard, we have our towing and trailering. So this one does have the trailer tow group, which is why you have the trailer reverse steering control. That doesn't come with all of them. We did add on the trailer tow group. Then we have the trailer tire pressure monitoring, so it does come with those. You stick those on your trailer, and then it'll monitor your tire pressure as well. And then your trailer brake controller. So all of those are included in that trailer tow group. Then we have our controls for our passenger screen. You could turn it on or off. Your power side steps, so you can pull them in or put them down. Your mirror dimmer, and then your vehicle cameras. Then you go over to your settings. I always recommend playing with your safety and driving assist settings. Like I mentioned, if you don't like that the active lane assist pulls you back into your lane, you are able to adjust that. So you can make it so it only warns you when you're going outside of your lane instead of steering you back into your lane. You can also adjust your automatic emergency braking. So if ever your sensors do detect that you are gonna collide with something, it will apply the brakes. You are able to turn that off so it only warns you, or you can adjust the sensitivity on it if you want to try that first before completely deactivating it, just to, you know, make it work for you. So that's what I love about the Rams, is that a lot of these are fully customizable. It has a traffic sign assist, so it will read traffic signs and it'll let you know on your dash. While I'm speaking of that, we actually do have a heads up display. I don't know if you can see it. It's blinking there. That's what that is. So it does have the speedometer and the speed limit. You can also have your navigation, so it will show you your next turn up there. I think there might be one other thing it can show. But you can see there, it's so that way you don't have to look down. You'll see it while you're going there, and it's honestly not too distracting. One of my concerns when I first discovered that feature is that it may distract you while you're driving, but honestly it's not all that distracting. You kind of ignore it until you want to focus on it. But yeah, then so just make sure to play with these settings. I always recommend that because everyone likes things a different way. Some people like the lane assist. They like that it pulls them back into their lane. So kind of just play with that and have it set to the way that you want it to be. You can always go back and adjust it later on too. Our navigation page, which we already kind of had a look at, those are adjustable too. You can adjust the view, you can adjust the sound, you can adjust quite a few things. And then the apps page just shows us all of the apps that the vehicle has. All right, below that we have our USB and our USB-C ports, our auxiliary port, our HDMI port. These are 2 wireless chargers, so what you do is you set your phone here. They will charge wirelessly as long as you have that, your phone has that function. It does have this little half circle there that will light up blue when it's charging, green when it's fully charged. It'll light up red if it did not connect to the phone properly, if the charger didn't connect. So it'll be red if it didn't work, and then all you do is take your phone off and try again. These won't turn on if ever they're not working. Make sure that all of your doors are closed properly, because these won't work when your doors are open. I don't know why, but they won't. Then we have our 115 volt or 400 watt outlet there, so you can also plug in your console up front here. This is an absolutely massive storage space. I put my purse in there. You can put so many things in there. This liner is removable, so this comes out if ever you spill anything in there. You can take that out and clean it. Then we have this space for storage as well. These close up though if you don't need that extra space, like if you're not utilizing it. This makes it look nice and neat. But on this side we have our change compartments, as well as a little compartment there for things. And then here we have our cup holders, which you can just close up when you don't need them. I'm just gonna quickly move this. I do want to show you, look at this. This is stunning. I always admire these on the tungstens. Like, look at that. That's that quilted look with the tungsten badging. Gorgeous. Stunning. All right, then here we have this felt lined storage space with another USB port. Not that you'll really need it, honestly. This has so many charging ports. Then we have this little metric sheet there. It just shows you some different conversions. That's pretty cool. I've only ever seen that on the Rams. They utilize that space just because. Then in here we have some more storage space. This is very deep. Like, I can fit most of my arm in there. So this will hold so many things. You can fit a full-size laptop in there. You can fit a couple laptops. You could also use this as like a hang some files there, I'm pretty sure. So you can put like hanging files there if you use your vehicle as like a office space. And it does have this little divider because this space does connect with this storage space as well. So it does have a little divider so you can divvy up those the cargo there, I guess is what you would call it. Then we have our universal garage door opener. That can do more than a garage door though. If you do have like a gate that you enter your home with, or if you have like a home security system that you arm, or lights that you turn on when you get home, you can also connect this to that. It's like a simple Bluetooth connection, so pretty simple. This is to raise or lower your tailgate. We got our interior lights, our assist and SOS buttons. So the assist does the roadside assistance. As soon as you do have to make sure you have an active subscription to that, so you are going to want to connect your connected services. We usually help you with that when you buy the vehicle. Then you can access your roadside assistance, so they can send help if you get a flat tire, if you run out of fuel, or if the vehicle breaks down and you don't know what's wrong. They can send a tow truck or whatever to help you. The SOS button, it will call the emergency services and send them your basic information, like the vehicle information, so that way they know what vehicle to look for if ever you are in an accident. Then these control our panoramic sunroof, these control our rear power sliding window, and then also the cover for the sunroof. You can also just tilt it to vent it, so if you just need some extra airflow, you can also do that as well. And then we have our sunglasses holder. The mirror is a digital rear view mirror, so not only is it automatically dimming, it will dim if someone is brighting it. I always like to shine a flashlight on it to show people. It's really cool because it does dim really well. It won't enable that if you are in reverse because it knows that you need that extra visibility. But another cool thing about this one is that it is a digital rear view mirror, so it does have a live camera feed to the back of the vehicle. I think it's just above the truck bed, and you can also adjust the what's it called, the view of it. So you can see there where I'm kind of moving it around, so you can adjust how the view of the camera itself as well as the brightness, and all you do is flick that back when you want it back to a regular rear view mirror. I've talked so much my voice kind of hurts. I've talked for 40 minutes straight. Thank you to anyone who watches these videos and sticks it out all the way to the end, because my god, I really appreciate when people tell me that they like my videos, because honestly it makes it feel worth it. talking for 40 minutes straight otherwise would not feel worth it. But thank you all for sticking through this with me. A few other things I want to mention is this does have the 392 axle ratio, so it is prepared for doing that towing that it's geared for. Then we have a 124.9 liter fuel tank, so it's gonna have lots and lots of fuel in it. You're not gonna have to fuel up as often. Other than that, I think we've covered everything. If you do want to know more about that engine, I would love to tell you about it, but I've talked for 40 minutes straight, so that'll be in another video, or you can call and I'd be happy to explain it to you either over the phone or in person. I'm a wealth of knowledge, so feel free to, you know, call or come by Big Lakes Dodge and I would be happy to tell you much more about it. But these are the basic features that the vehicle has. It does have more because, like I said, it's got everything you want and some. But there's a look at the interior, one final look at the exterior. Give us a call here at Big Lakes Dodge. We'd be happy to help you get driving this truck, or even to just tell you more about it if you're interested. You know, plan for the future if you ever hit the lottery. That's also an option too. But anyways, y'all have a good one. See you in the next one.